The next talk today comes from Simon Wainwright. Simon is the City of Learning lead for Plymouth City Council, and this talk is focused all around how you can use digital badges for showcasing skills and hopefully use them to help you hire people from surprising places. Enjoy!
Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us on this Future Sync presentation. My name is Simon Wainwright. I work for Plymouth City Council in the Education, Participation and Skills Department, and we're here today to talk about Cities of Learning, a fantastic new project for the region. And I'm joined here today by my colleague Edward Hart.
Hi, yeah, I'm Ed Hart. I work for Real Ideas Organisation. I'm program lead, and Cities of Learning is something I've been working on with Simon and the rest of the team for about the last year.
Great, thanks Ed. So we're going to take about 25 minutes to give you an overview of the project today, and we're going to hopefully inspire you guys to help support the project and bring it to life. It's currently in pilot phase, and one of the things that we've been working towards is getting it to a stage where we can launch it to the city and the region. We're hoping to develop it with your help. So what we'd like today is just give you an overview of Cities of Learning and talk to you about some of the details of the project and how you can get involved. This is a pilot piece of work, and we are working with schools, colleges, employers, learning providers, young people, everybody that's involved in learning in some way, to really kind of recognise learning and also connect those opportunities together. One of the things is happening imminently is we have some tools and resources in the form of apps to help that journey and to move that forward. One of the key pieces of work in this partnership project is the app, and we'll be showing you a little bit more about that shortly. This is a real kind of partnership piece of work, and we're working with the RSA, with an organisation called Navigator, with the technology, and ourselves, Plymouth City Council and Rio in the City of Plymouth. So this is a real combination, real collaborative piece of work that we're really keen to move forward with.
So challenges that we know that there appears to be a gap, a disconnect between the skills that people are leaving formal education with and the skills that employers say they want people to be turning up with on day one of their employment. And we're looking to find an innovative way to plug that gap, to solve that disconnect. We're using open badges, digital badges, as a way of recognising credentials, but what we're really trying to do is support that pipeline of talent of young people that are emerging and doing interesting activities across the city, and matching that to the employment opportunities and the opportunities for progression and careers that we know exist all over the city and the region and the whole of the Southwest.
Yeah, I think the backdrop of this is this real need to support, not only employers but young people, and an increasingly challenging work environment and differences in the way that people get jobs or pursue their own career and futures. So this is against the backdrop of the whole, not just the digital sector, but all sectors too, I think. So I think, Ed, we're going to talk about the solution that we have in place.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mentioned open badges. It's not a new technology, but it is something that is starting to really gain traction. And this pilot is all about trying to bring that technology to young people and to the informal learning sector, where we know young people are developing and learning fabulous skills that employers will value, but that they maybe can't see where those opportunities are, or those skills are not being seen by employers as they come to sort of standard traditional recruitment processes. So our solution for this is to make those learning opportunities visible by placing them on an app, by giving them presence in place and time where people can access those opportunities. We make them measurable by providing digital badges that recognise, credentialise the achievements that the young person will have taken part in. So as soon as somebody takes part in an activity, they get a digital badge which articulates the skills that they have demonstrated, the things that they have learnt, the things that they have achieved by taking part in that activity. And then by putting all of that into this digital platform which connects, it gives opportunities for employers to put their employment opportunities there. It gives opportunities for learning providers to advertise their learning offers there. And it gives the opportunity for learners, for young people who are trying to get on in life, to see where all of those options are, to have them linked up in a sensible way that helps them to understand what a pathway for them into the future might look like.
I think, thanks, Ed. I think one of the important aspects of having the app pull all that together is that it is quite a fragmented landscape with opportunities, learning opportunities around the city and the region, and this gives us a way to collate that and put those all in one place. But importantly, I think the way that we've developed and designed this application is that it helps us to really kind of demonstrate what's available, but also help people to find different ways of finding opportunities. So rather than just a great big directory of listings, we have different ways that you can find things that are relevant to you and your future. So you might be looking for a career, you might be looking to develop particular skills, or you might just want to get involved in some community activity, or just improve your own well-being. And I think that's key to the application, is the routes in to find those opportunities depend on your initial kind of interest, or whether it's a destination or an interest. And that's really powerful. And actually the technology that it's been built on will allow increasing integration with other services, other applications through APIs, and it will allow a much richer experience for the user to find the things that are most relevant to them.
So we've referenced open badges a couple of times, and I just want to make sure, I know we're talking to a digitally literate audience, but Mozilla Open Badges are a standard that have been around for quite a long time now. They have traditionally been the domain of big global businesses. They're most commonly used to recognize and give credentials to huge companies' internal training offers. So companies such as IBM use open badges as the way they track and incentivize career development within their business. The badge issuing platform, and a platform called Credly Acclaim, licenses on that platform are relatively expensive, and we are giving access to that platform for free for the duration of the pilot, so that people can experiment with this. What is really great technology that we believe really has the potential to really benefit young people, especially those young people who might not be achieving great academic qualifications in their lives. Writing badges under the Cities of Learning pilot is a relatively easy thing, but we've also created a framework that underpins it. So badges can be written at different layers, something that we've developed called the learning spine. So a badge can be written to recognize something as simple as attendance, through to attending something like a piece of training and being an active learner, through to going away and taking skills and demonstrating skills in a real world context where they're actually doing a thing to a reasonable level, through to leadership badges, which recognize being a real influencer and specialist in the field that that person has chosen to undertake activity in. They include a description of the activity. They include criteria which show what that person has had to do in order to achieve that badge. And as with all clever things connected, they include tags. They include skills tags, which allow a badge to be connected to another thing on the platform. So any badges that are relevant and suitable for the digital sector will be connected by the tags that they include. Equally, any badge that talks about a particular skill, for example, the learning of a particular language in code, will be connected because it includes a tag to that effect. So they're clever, they're connected, they're simple actually, and they give a really great way for young people to articulate the learning and the experiences that they've had in non-formal, non-traditional education or learning settings.
Yeah, and the beauty of this format, I think, is that it's got a lot of flexibility, but a lot of structure in it as well. And as Ed mentioned, the tagging system allows not only the user to see what that badge has relevant to them, but also there's the opportunity to aggregate some of those tags in an anonymous way that allows data matching, pattern matching. To actually kind of start to look at machine learning as a way to really understand learning and where the opportunities are and where they might need to be developed. So it's a really powerful format, and it's a really simple and easy sort of currency, if you like, learning currency to help bring some of these opportunities to life. So it has a lot of strengths, and it also is a really, now, as Ed said, a really universal way of describing learning and the achievements that people have made. Great. So hopefully that gives you a kind of overview of the project and some of the components of the project. Now, really strong digital sector in the city and the region. And one of the things that we're really keen to do is help you guys develop that even further and make that even better. And some of us are involved with particular initiatives in the city and in the region around digital. And we have a lot of skills that we have in different organizations and across the city. And we want to bring those to life, really. We want to encourage new talent. We want to sort of support people to come into the industry. We want to help show how diverse the industry is and how it can help other sectors. So there's lots of ways that Cities of Learning can help the digital sector to become even better and develop even further. And this is really key in terms of our link with education, from primary, secondary, right through to FE and HE, and then into work. There is a key transition there that we think is perhaps being missed by traditional education, that we can hopefully support young people's existing talents and recognise and reward some of those skills and bring those into relevancy for education and employment. So I think this is a big piece of work, and it's obviously something that we need expertise in, and we are reaching out to the digital sector to help us build this into something really great. And we have an opportunity already because we have established networks through the likes of Digital Plymouth and networks in Cornwall that can help us to really define what some of these opportunities are. So this is kind of a call really to help help us do this together. So we've got some examples which I'll move on to.
Yeah, so we've reached out already and consulted with a good deal of young people who are keen to enter the tech sector, and we did that by bringing a group of young people together with a group of digital businesses in Cornwall in an event that we called the Big Conversation, to talk about the disconnect between young people who are wanting to get into the digital sector, formal education, and the sector itself. And this quote was really one of the ones that stood out, that there is a real need to stop relying on standardized, outdated formal qualifications and instead work towards real world briefs and projects as a way of recruiting more diversely. We are really interested to see how we can shake up recruitment so that it really serves employers and young people in the best possible way and really matches skills and talent to the employment and work opportunities and career opportunities that exist in the digital sector.
So yeah, one of the key issues with this is that this applies to all sectors, and I think there is a real sense that all businesses have to kind of shift the way they think about how they gain talent, how they support new talent, and how they bring the industry into the forefront. And increasingly, we understand that job seekers now, need not just a CV with qualifications, but also a whole range of different skills and attitudes and knowledge that make up their ability to do the job well. And I think digital plays a key part in that, and it is an essential skill. But alongside that, there are also a lot of transferable skills and core skills that need to be recognised too in digital sector and other sectors. And this is where we hope we can support that process by demonstrating not only some of those specific skills for the sector, but some of those generic ones that are applicable across all roles. And employers need to really find ways to kind of unpick some of those and to recruit for them and to make them kind of real. And I think one of the challenges what we all have is to make some of those skills visible, and one of the ways we want to do that is through having relevant badges, digital badges that can really bring those skills to life and demonstrate what skills are available and what have been achieved. So sorry, go on, Ed.
Yeah, so we're doing a really big piece of work right now across the whole of the area, linking with digital skills partnerships in both Plymouth and Cornwall. But we are really reaching out to the businesses within the digital sector and the young people in the world who might want to work in the digital sector, and the learning providers who are providing opportunities to develop skills and experiences in and around digital and tech. And we want to try and gather the following answers to these questions. What transferable skills are you looking for as a digital business? How easy are these to spot in an emerging workforce? What are the values and attitudes that you and your organization are looking for? Have you defined that? Do you have activities that can support young people who are interested in work in the digital sector? And what insight can you or your organization bring to the sector and other sectors about effective recruitment and about talent spotting and about retaining and attracting staff?
Great.
We've got a series of badges that are already on the platform that are being awarded variously across Devon and Cornwall. This is just an example of some of the ones that there exist at the moment. There are a couple of badges there from ourselves, from Real Ideas. On the left, there's the Future Make badge. This is a badge that people who came and volunteered their time to support an activity that we were running with 7 to 11-year-olds. So that badge is for someone who has come and helped us facilitate a STEM-based learning activity for 7 to 11-year-olds. So the sort of the skills that person were awarded were about helping run a group for young people, for children really, that inspire them to think about possibly the digital sector as a future work. We've got work experience badge there from DELT, one of the city's larger digital organisations who provide support services for a variety of clients across the city and elsewhere. DELT are a company who see their work experience offer as something that young people should try hard to get. It's not just having a young person in to make the tea for the team for a week in year 10. This is a work experience offer that really delves deeply into the sorts of skills and values and attitudes that people might need to work in an IT support company such as DELT. Understand Digital, Real Ideas badge, that's another work experience badge. We're offering that to young people who are not in education, employment or training, who are going and undertaking work experience in a digital setting. Perhaps that setting doesn't have its own digital badge to offer, so we are providing those young people with a digital badge that they can use in their pathway to employment. And there we have the Plymouth College of Art Smart Citizen badge. This is about people who are engaging with the College of Art Smart Citizen program, where they are interested in seeing how they can use technology to make their city, make their worlds a better place. So a real nice little mixture of badges there that articulate the sorts of experiences and learning opportunities that young people across Plymouth and Cornwall can get involved with, that might support them on a path to the future in the digital sector.
Definitely. And as we grow these badges, the diversity increases, and we can start to put them together in meaningful ways. And I think that's one of the key elements of this piece of work, is rather than just having lots and lots of separate badges that are seemingly perhaps quite disparate. The context of these badges, perhaps for an individual, is really key. So whereby someone might be trying to develop their future in the digital sector, they may well present to an employer or education provider some of the key badges that they've earned that demonstrate the skills that they want. So there's a real sense of self-curation and kind of creating your own viewpoint, or your own window into what skills you have. And we have a concept called digital pathways, which really starts to put this into context. So you can see from this slide how a series of badges together may well be a pathway to demonstrate how you are suitable for a particular role. In this case, it might be an apprenticeship role in an IT company. The destination could be anything. And we've used this as an example to show how there's a diverse mix of technical skills, of essential skills, of maybe networking skills, and all of these things go into the mix of creating a kind of individual portfolio to demonstrate suitability. And these can be mixed and matched. And one of the ways the app works is that the learner can actually choose which badge kind of create that particular viewpoint from a series of ones that they've earned or they want to earn. So it's a really flexible system, and I think what's really powerful about this is it demonstrates the range of skills across a number of disciplines, and actually shows how much diversity there is in particular earning. And you wouldn't necessarily get that in a necessarily formal education setting, and this helps to really bring to life some of those skills that might be otherwise missed. So that we think this is a really nice way of doing this, and actually also helps for cross-sector support as well, where you may well want to demonstrate your communication and customer service skills, but you might use a badge from a digital sector to demonstrate that. So really diverse, really flexible, and ultimately are about creating routes and pathways to different futures.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that the Navigator app will give us the power to do when we launch it very soon is that we will be able to use a combination of local knowledge along with machine learning to create pathways on the app that are absolutely real, that we know are things that are valued by the sector in this area. We can use our local knowledge to say that these badges exist, these opportunities exist, these are real employers, this is something that we know those employers value in this area, and that we can recommend to young people to try and follow in order to get on in life. And that's why this is a really special time right now to be talking to such a large audience of people invested in this sector, in this area. We want you to get involved in the pilot. We want you to get involved in the pilot. There's a variety of different ways that you can do this, from just saying that you might be interested in earning a digital badge of some kind, and maybe using the Navigator app as a user and telling us what you think of it, through to being an employer that has an employment opportunity, that has, you know, job opportunities in the area, and has a clear idea of what they're looking for in terms of the skills and attitudes and values of young people, to help us shape the pathways to a future in the digital sector. So if you feel you can inform pathways in Plymouth and Cornwall, or if you feel you'd like to become a badge issuer, perhaps you've got an offer, either an online offer or a real world offer, that could benefit from having a digital badge as a credential to recognise that achievement, then please do click on the URL and complete our Survey Monkey. It will ask you whether or not you can give us some insights into pathways creation. It will ask you whether you're an employer or whether you're a potential learner or whether you're, you know, a young person just starting out, and it will give you a chance to get involved in a variety of ways. Please click on this and submit them. We're really trying to engage as many people as possible in the pilot, yeah, we really hope to hear from some of you over the course of the day today.
Definitely. I think one of the things as well is that you will have something to offer, whether it's insight into your particular industry or organization, or whether it's an insight into some of the learning activity that you'd like to see in schools, or, you know, whatever it might be, there'll be something that you can contribute. And that's what we're really keen, is to get that collective knowledge and expertise together to really help shape this as a relevant and worthwhile piece of work. And even if you just leave some contact details for us to get back in touch with you, and we can we run workshops and we run sessions, individual sessions. So whatever it is that you want to, however you want to get involved, we can support you with that process. And hopefully the URL will be in the description in the video below. So hopefully that's given you a kind of insight into the project, given you some of the details about how you might get involved. And I think it's all left to say thank you for your time today, and please get in touch. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.